Hello, today is Sunday, May 2nd, 2010, and we will be talking about a few topics today instead of just one like last time. As a quick note, did you know that on May 1st, 1997, after almost 18 years in government, the Labour Party under Tony Blair was swept into power in a landslide and received its largest majority in history of nearly 420 seats, or close to two-thirds of all seats in the House of Commons. But that's not the topic for today. I just thought that was something interesting to start off with. Today we'll be talking about something closer to home, the Arizona immigration debate. What I can't understand is how people are so blinded by talking points on the left and people's skin color. It's crazy. This law does nothing that's different from what's already national law. It's a known fact, and you can't. There's a president who, whether he knew it or not, was telling whether he knew or not that he was saying something wrong. He said that you could be asked anywhere you go for your papers if you're in Arizona. No, that's not true. First of all, you have to be, usually, if not always, you have to be in a car and you have to have been pulled over for either speeding or broken taillight or suspicious drunk driving type stuff, and only then can you ask if they are in the country legally and to have proof on them of that. And let's look at the fact that not all people that come through illegally on the southern border are even Mexicans. Some come from south of Mexico through Central America. Some have been proven, and this is no joke, have come from places in Asia, for example, because they know that that's the easiest way to get through the country because the waters are more closely guarded, and they know Mexico has an easy way in. Yes, we've been building a wall, and we've had fences for years, but that doesn't seem to have been enough. So I don't see why we have to be talking about this in race. Oh, you don't like Mexicans, you don't like them because of how they look, and all of this. That's not the issue at hand. If you break the law, you break the law. Nobody's going into your house, your business, an ice cream store. No, you have to have been pulled over for something already illegal, something that a legal citizen would get in trouble for. And only then can you ask, do you have documentation to prove you're here? And the law says that you can't just use race as the reason for doing this. I'm tired of hearing people say that that's not true. I don't know if they've read the bill and they just misunderstand it, or if they're just going on talking points that are dishonest. But we've got to stop this, or we're never going to have a solution. One thing I find interesting is Britain, for example, has quite a large minority population, meaning non-white, non-native English. They have a lot of black citizens and other non-white people living there. And what I saw, I can't remember if it was the second or third debate over there in the recent weeks, there was actually a black citizen asking the question on immigration. And he didn't come from a leftist point of view. He actually sounded conservative on this. So my question is, why can't minorities in this country ever understand the conservative point of view and look past skin color? The issue should be the law. The issue should be, how do we handle people that are here illegally? We can't just say, oh, well, you're Mexican, you're dark, okay, well, we're not going to try to enforce our laws because you're dark. I mean, come on, that's stupid. If we had a problem with illegal Irish immigrants or illegal German immigrants, I'm sure we wouldn't be having the same controversy. And what really bothers me is singers like Shakira saying their opinion, not offering an alternative solution that I've heard. All they say is that it goes against human rights and all these other things. No, it really doesn't, because we're not hurting them, we're not beating them up or anything. We aren't doing these kinds of things. But anyways, that's my feeling on this issue. I think that people need to quit looking at skin color. They need to quit distorting the law. They need to just look at it on the merit and look at it realistically. Now, up until recently, I was opposed to a guest worker program, and I still am, on the grounds that we should make it to where homeless people have an easier time filling these jobs that nobody else wants. People on welfare should be forced to take these jobs that nobody wants. There's plenty of Americans unemployed anyways right now that could use these jobs. So I think it's stupid to say, oh, well, nobody will take this job. Let's see. If you have a wife and children, you just lost your job, and the only thing you can do is pick fruits and mop floors, and you can get both of those jobs, doesn't matter if you want it or not. You would take it if you're a decent husband. You wouldn't just say, well, I don't want these jobs, so I'm going to starve my kids and my wife, and I'm going to let us have our house foreclosed on. No, you'll take any job you can get, so I'm not buying that. That's just an excuse to not do anything about it. But if we come to a time soon, similar to like the late 90s, parts of the first decade of the 21st century, 2000s, where jobs are being created left and right, and people aren't willing to take those jobs as easily, then yeah, maybe we can have a guest worker program, and we can give an incentive to pay fines, go to the back of the line, learn English, which is important since how my family came from Germany, and we all learned English and we were okay with it. I don't know what the Spanish people's excuse is for not learning English, but anyways, and that's not a racist comment. I'm just saying we learned English, so should they. There's nothing wrong with their language. But like I was saying, I come around to the President Bush's point of view, and to a certain extent, even though I don't like President Obama, that him and Bush seem to have a similar consensus on the fact that we need to be logical about this. Realistically, it'd be very difficult and very expensive and very time consuming to uh, take something like 11 million illegal immigrants that are estimated to be here and send them back home, especially since we fly them home now, some of them that we capture, and they just come back again anyways. So logically, we should do what Bush and McCain are saying. Build the wall, build a double wall. Uh, I think I understand that right, that that's what they say. Then the people that are already here illegally, as long as they haven't. See, this is how some people that support the Bush view get in trouble. They say, as long as they haven't broken any laws. Well, they broke a law coming in here. All I'm saying is, if they haven't broken any other laws besides that, like if as long as they don't steal, hurt people, anything like that, as long as besides coming in illegally, they haven't broken any other laws, if they want to be citizen, they want to pay taxes and contribute, learn English, take pride in this country, and be as proud of this country as Italian Americans, German Americans, all these other types of people that came here over 100 years ago are, then I welcome them because Spanish people are very friendly, very hardworking, decent people. They do contribute a lot, and a lot of people that work the fields and stuff have a strong work ethic, and I would welcome them with open arms. All I'm saying is, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, race has to stop being the issue. That's one of the reasons I'm against affirmative action. There's two reasons, but one is because Martin Luther King said not to judge on people's skin color, but their character. We shouldn't just say, oh, well, we need X amount of black people, X amount of white people, or whatever. No. It should be qualifications, it should be behavior, it should be history. So, I'm against affirmative action because we're supposed to be colorblind. Let's be colorblind with our laws. Let's be colorblind with our immigration laws. If you're illegal and you're white, if you're legal and you're Chinese, same thing. Either be deported or pay a fine or whatever. But we shouldn't have double standards. I don't like when my political party is treated like garbage while the president's party is treated wonderfully in the news. I don't like that double standard. I don't like race double standards. It has to stop. So I welcome your comments. I hope you'll ask other people to watch this video. And if you can help me figure out a way to make the volume louder so it's easier for you to hear this and future videos, please let me know because I have the volume set as loud as I can on my laptop, which is how I film these on the laptop. And I've noticed that the volume isn't as nice as I was hoping it would be. So please let me know. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.